Tomorrow night, the carnival. Oh, shit. Leads to chaos.
You lied to my face and fucked me over.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who speaks, your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. Today we're going to be talking about Love Island Games, episode 15. Let's get into the video. So in today's episode, after Jack won the duel, him and Justine caught up, they were just chatting, I was hearing Justine on the sidelines cheering and rooting, and, they was having a sweet moment, in the little chair. Next thing you know, we see Johnny and Aurelia. They're chatting. Next thing you know, they're kissing. They're talking about how, he was thinking about the conversation that they had earlier in the day and da-da-da-da-da. And, you keep on thinking about that conversation and, they end up kissing. So next thing you know, before they went to bed, he pulls Aurelia to the side and is like, I have to kiss you before I go to bed because when we go into the room, I can't kiss you. Next thing you know, Jack is walking by and he obviously caught that. So he walks and pretends like he didn't see anything. Then he turns around and he's like, what is going on? But one thing about Jack, he's not going to speak. He's an owl, but he will never tell you who.
Don't say anything. We need to be careful.
But Jack is not gonna speak. Okay, so next thing you know, we see, the bombshells, chatting and trying to, gain some type of connection. Scott is chatting to Courtney, and Courtney basically told him, she is with Johnny. They have a connection, they have chemistry, da-da-da-da. This is before anything that Courtney knows that, Johnny is, sneaking behind, her back with Aurelia and everything like that. So she thinks that her and Johnny are good, not thinking that, Johnny's already about to move on to the next. Scott is also speaking to Jess because Jess seemingly likes Scott. Also, Mitch, he's pulled Zeta for a chat, and seems like at the end of the day with Zeta, he's only talking to her for strategic reasons because of the challenges and the games and whatnot. So, because he even said it himself, because later on in the episode, he did chat with Courtney, and he was like, if this was based on romantic connections or whatever, he would just pick Courtney, and stuff like that. But because of the challenges and games, he thinks that with Zeta, he's more, prone to win some of the challenges because he thinks Zeta is more fit and, more athletic or whatnot. So it is what it is. The next morning, Aurelia, she's kind of feeling guilty because, she knows that, Courtney's with Johnny and whatnot, and, she doesn't want to keep on doing that. So in the morning, Johnny pulls Aurelia again before he even pulls Courtney, and he's kissing on Aurelia. And I'm like, okay, this is serious now. You haven't pulled Courtney since your last encounters. Since last night, you didn't tell her this in the morning. You're still kissing Aurelia, haven't even pulled Courtney. So Courtney's like, I feel something that is off with Johnny. Before he was all touchy. And now, the last night, it's not on the same level. So he's a bit distant, so she wants to go for a chat. Aurelia told Imani and Jess, and basically said that Johnny is kissing her and whatnot, and said he wanted somebody like her to come into the villa, da-da-da-da. Next thing you know, Jess is like, you know what, I gotta pull you for a chat. So she was talking to Courtney and basically told Courtney he's been kissing on Aurelia since last night. Finally, Johnny and Courtney have a chat, and she just basically said, busy, you've been kissing Aurelia, whatever, whatever. And he just basically did not care. She's like, I don't care that she kissed her, but I just wanted to have that respect where you just told me and stuff like that. With Jess, he always said that he was open and whatnot. But with Courtney, I don't think he even gave that indication that him and Aurelia are really talking like that, or he really likes Aurelia. So she was just like, I asked you last night, like, how did your chats go? What's going on? And he didn't. He just said they went good, and that was it. He didn't tell her anything about the kisses or anything like that. And, Courtney's like, well, we're still in a couple. I kind of deserve that respect. So she was just like, yeah, this is not it. Basically told him off, and he just did not seem to care. So at the end of the day, that was basically it. Callum is with Deb. He really likes Deb for some reason. And, that's like a done deal. They find out at the end of the day that they're going to be recoupling. So everybody's like, only the bombshells are a bit worried about like who's going to pick who, because that leaves 2 girls vulnerable to get sent home. So Tina was like pulling Scott and Mitch like, okay, well, this person's going to pick this person to couple up with, and and that's going to leave, me. So Tia was trying to get either Scott or Mitch to pick her, and I think they were like, no. So Scott, was thinking between Courtney and Jess, and Mitch was thinking between Courtney and Zeta. So, yeah, that was the recoupling. Well, the coupling went with Selly and Eyal. Eyal going first, and he picked Selly, of course. Jack went next. He had a whole speech for Justine. And, he picked Justine, of course. And, him and Justine are closed off, as they said in this episode. They're closed. Their actions basically show that they seem like a married couple, essentially, because, sending Jack off to war, he won the war, and, them sleeping outside on the day beds before they got recoupled, indicate that they're closed off. Like, that all indicates them being closed off. So, and they said that today. Next was Ray and Imani. Then next was Callum and Deb. And then next thing you know, Johnny went next, and he had some type of speech for Aurelia. And everybody was like looking at him like, what type of speech was that? Because one minute you were like all up on, Courtney, and next minute you're like, Aurelia. Like, it's all about Aurelia. Like, Courtney who?
That because beautiful is the word to describe her. I might not know how we'll fare in the challenges, but I will bet on us and the chemistry that I've seen.
So everybody just like laughing through Johnny's speech. Next was Scott, and before it was Scott, it was Mitch, and Mitch ended up picking Zeta, and Zeta and Mitch are a couple together. And then lastly was Scott, and he ended up picking Courtney. So that left Tina and Jess being sent home. It's kind of a win for them because they're both friends from Australia, so they're going home together.
I think in the villa I'm going to miss my friendships the most. I'm so glad that Johnny and I are not a thing, because honestly, if he kept acting like that, I would have chucked him in the bin anyway. He's trash. I think it's important to call out the fuckboys and stick up for yourself, because you got to set boundaries. I'm way too good for him. Look at me. You joking?
And that was the episode. The episode's kind of like a little bit of filler, not too much. It was basically like a Johnny being a menace once again, moving on to the next girl, the next bombshell, as soon as they come in. So that was literally what the episode entailed. Johnny moving on to Aurelia, Courtney finding out, and then the bombshells basically scrambling to, find a connection, find a match to couple up with. Scott is evidently just here for the games. Like I said, he's not taking this any bit seriously. He's just here for the games, literally. And then we know who our done deal couples really are, which are Jack and Justine, Ray and Imani, Selly and Eyal, and Deb and Callum can make something shake, but it is what it is. Like, everybody else is just fairly new, you know, they're just here to see what happens next. Then we see the preview for tomorrow's night, and it seems like things are going to pop off between people, and I don't know why, but we just have to see the episode for tomorrow. So anyway, guys, that was the episode, and if you like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and subscribe to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. Peace.